Yo! It's good, Josh Pressman. Today we're back at you with another video. This is going to be, as you can see, obviously in the background. Sorry, my bad. Getting a little bit locked back here, you know what I'm saying? Not as sick as I once was. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into this right here, man. Giving all official predictions. This is the best I can get the green screen. So if you see my head or some on the side tweaking, that's because this is the best I could get. But anyway, we gonna go ahead and let it be known exactly what we about to predict here. Money in the Bank predictions right now. Let's get it started. Let's get it going. No kizzy. First, we're gonna start off, and how y'all don't know if it worked. If you don't know how it works, we're going to get you with the program. We're going to basically say who we think going to win, why we think that, and how much sense would it or would it not make. Because all of these decisions are going to be based on what we think they're going to do, not what we want them to do. Because that's how you get the predictions right. You got to book it logically. You can't just book it off of your heart, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, mixing it in, let's do it. Women's 2025 Money in the Bank ladder match. Sorry with all the movement, but you know. Anyway, you can still hear a little sickness in that, but you know. Anyway, boom. Women's Money in the Bank 2025. We're gonna have Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. So let's just go down the line here. Stephanie Vaquer obviously is great. She grew on me when she came to WWE. You know, when she came to WWE, I saw more of her work than I did in the past. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it, you know what I'm saying? So she come in there, Miss La Primera, you know what I'm saying, doing her thing. Hell of a wrestler, hell of a talent. That being said, she not winning this, y'all. I just don't think that they gonna put the rocket on somebody that quick, considering there is literally half of this Money in the Bank ladder match lineup is half NXT up and coming talent. And I'm like, I don't see any of these NXT up and coming talents personally getting skyrocketed that fast, because they literally all got to the main roster this year. Julia got on the main roster like 2-3 weeks ago and had a qualifying match, and she's in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, half of these people just got called up. So I doubt they have the confidence to strap the rocket. I mean, they could have Julia going a little Oscar-type run of being undefeated and just having a kill it out the gate, but I don't know. But that brings me to Julia. Another pretty good talent. Seen a little bit of her work in NXT. She's pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, again, I just don't see them skyrocketing an NXT talent like that quickly. So I don't think we're gonna get a Vaquer or a Julia win here. I don't think. Anyway, I don't know if they want to skyrocket somebody or not, but I don't think they're gonna win here. Roxanne Perez, at least she's been there a little while longer, but I mean, she just started also getting implemented in storylines. Like, she only been in the Judgment Day storyline for a chicken tender. And I can't say that for a Hot Pocket, because that ain't Dom style. She only been in there for, I can't say like a popcorn, you know, it's another way of saying not that long, or not being there for a long time. She ain't even been there for a chicken tendy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she's gonna got done being here like that. I don't think she gonna, she ain't gonna get in that thing that quick, man. Anyway, moving on next, who we got? So that's more like on the least likely to win. So Stephanie, Julia, Roxanne. Then who would be a little more likely? Alexa Bliss. Bliss hadn't really done nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't really done anything since she got back. That's part on creative, you know, because they haven't really given her anything. They teasing a storyline between her and Charlotte. Now, a lot of us are still wondering if she's going to be like the Bliss that she was in that 2017-18 time, which I think would be pretty nice actually to bring back. I always call her like the Mean Girls persona, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as she just being a mean girl, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the creepy Bliss, who we've seen in the last couple of years, and with the mind control, and I don't know if that's gonna come back into the fray this year, where she I think, what was it, like Zelina Vega or something? I seen this clip a couple of weeks ago where somebody resurfaced that clip of Alexa using the mind control to bring Zelina down. Hopefully we ain't getting that no more, because sometimes, you know, I get it, with wrestling it's all about like suspending the disbelief, but there is a time when you can take it too far and you asking a little too much from your fans, even though they know it's, you know, planned and whatnot. You asking too much. Anyway, Alexa Bliss would be a little more likely than the NXT up and coming talents or NXT call ups. But that being said, I still don't think she's winning. She's won the briefcase before and stuff, and I think she's probably gonna be more in storylines, more than that won't warrant this briefcase. Now, the second most likely to win to me here is Naomi. Now, Naomi has been doing some pretty nice care work. Got done. It's just best stay out of the way or move around with caution. You know what I'm saying? If you know that song, Back Though. You know what I'm saying? From Cardi and Kendrick. Anyway, Naomi over there proceeding with caution and stuff with the caution tape. That's actually been pretty done. Nice character work. Technically, this wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, she just turned heel, or she's been doing good in this heel run and story there with Jade and how they've kind of resumed and gone back and forth with that. They even had a good segment with Bianca saying to Naomi, or Naomi saying to Bianca that, I'd hate for you and your mom to be in a wheelchair, which was just freaking savage, man. I don't know why she didn't drop her right then and there. I said it at the time, but anyway, that was nice. So it would really add some good momentum and much needed momentum to Naomi's character. She hasn't been a world champ since 2018. So, woo, boy. I think that a win here could be warranted for Naomi. I wouldn't mind that at all. But I ain't gonna cap who I think they're gonna pick. And this is based off what I think WWE's gonna do. This is not what I think they should do. If it was me, I'd probably pick Naomi. But it's seeming like they're going to go with, I think is the most likely to win this, Rhea Ripley. You know what I'm saying? Now some fans are obviously like, bruh, Rhea Ripley don't even need it, folk. Like, she too popular right now. Like, she don't even really need the briefcase for real. She more over than a good bit of the guys on the roster. And this is true. She gets massive pops. She's easily the biggest female star in the company, gets the biggest pops. And, everybody was rooting for her in 2023, and then for her reign to continue in 2024 was pretty well. And now in 2025, there's some fans that's kind of going down the goddamn Rhea Ripley train. They took their bus pass and paid or they took their ticket to get on that train, and now they kind of getting off now. They getting off the train, they getting off the bus. For Rhea Ripley, but I do think she is most likely to win this match. To me, it comes down to Rhea and Naomi, and I think I'm gonna go with Rhea. I think they're most likely gonna choose her to get back up to the top, considering she's suffered some losses. You know what I'm saying? She lost against Io, then she lost to Io at WrestleMania. So I can see them thinking, you know what? That's enough losses for Rhea Ripley. This could be the thing even if she don't need it, right? This could be the thing to propel her back up to the top. I could see that being the case. So I'm going to go with WWE choosing Rhea Ripley to win this match. But hopefully it is a phenomenal match. Everybody in here can wrestle from what we've seen. So if everything goes accordingly, it should be one hell of a contest. Bringing us to another ladies match, and that is going to be Lyra Valkyria. Woo! Tanaba, yoda leia, he hoo, deba daba doo, yoda bada he ha, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's that song. That's what she got going for us. So that's all I can think of when I hear her. Miss Bird Girl, man, be coming out there with the feathers and stuff. I don't get her gimmick. I don't know what she's supposed to be. I will say, Lyra Valkyria Intercontinental Women's Championship match versus Becky Lynch. I will say the Becky Lynch stuff has at least brought a little more where she has to actually speak. I don't really get what the persona in the gimmick is, but I will say this feud has brought out a little more personality in her, because we all know that no matter how, and she's a pretty good wrestler, but we all know no matter how good of a wrestler you are, if there is no way, shape, or form, whether it be your demeanor, whether it be your energy, whether it be your attitude, whether it be your actual things you're saying in your promos, you gotta have something that's gonna bring you that personality to the table, that's gonna make you that captivating phenom that people tune in and week out to see. You know what I'm saying? That being the case, I will say this feud, like I said, has brought a little more out of her that she much needed to bring out of, because think about it, if you see her success in NXT and see her on the main roster, other than the fact that she is is a pretty good wrestler, what is there for it? How would Lyra make any new fans? You know what I'm saying? She's got the little song going a little bit on some Seth Rollins timing for the Becky Lynch, his wife in this match. But anyway, Got the song going a little bit, but I don't know what the superstardom part is for me, at least. To me, I haven't really seen it. But her versus Becky Lynch. Look, now Becky Lynch lost the first match, and I think Backlash, and it was a pretty goddamn good contest right there. So that being said, I think now some people are saying, do they have Lyra win this because potentially a Bayley interference, as I thought was going to happen at Backlash, but we could see it here because if y'all know, the stipulation is if Becky wins, Lyra has to like hold up her hand like how Becky did for her when she won the NXT Women's, or beat Becky for the NXT Women's Championship. So Lyra has to hold up her hand in victory. Or if Lyra retains, Becky loses this match, then she has to, Becky can't challenge for the title, as long as Lyra's the champion. So that being said, that being the stakes, I might have to cash in my chip again and say that maybe Lyra, or I don't know, like, do they have a situation where maybe Becky wins the match and then Bayley comes out after? Or do they have Bayley, like, cost her the match? Because I can see them going, you know what, we've already had Lyra beat Becky at one time. Why not have Becky take the title from Lyra and then have a feud between Bayley and Becky? I can see them doing that because they're like, you know what, Lyra already got the victory over. So I don't know. Are they going to have Lyra pin Becky twice? I don't know, man. She pinned her clean in the first match. So that's why I'm like, do they have the balls to have her beat Becky Lynch again? Even if it's like I said, even if a Bayley interference comes into play, right? I can see a situation where maybe Becky wins and as Lyra's about to raise her hand, Bayley comes out. I can see that too. I can see Bayley either interfering or coming out after the match, right before Lyra has to, raise her hand and shit. So, but this is going off of what I think WWE's gonna do. I can see Lyra. I don't know. Because I don't know if the game plan is to... So Becky and Bayley is the feud, but I don't know if the game plan is to get them to do that feud over the Intercontinental Women's Championship. I don't know if the goal is to do it over the championship. If I knew that was the goal, was to do it for the championship, then I would say Becky's winning. Because to bring that championship some spotlight. But if Lyra's winning again... but one has to ask, like, but what do you give Lyra after that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a lot of back and forth I'm going with here. I might have to go. Dang, man. I'm leaning more towards Lyra, but then part of me is like, do they have Becky lose again? I could see both scenarios. Bayley coming out at the end before Lyra has to basically acknowledge, no Roman Reigns, but acknowledge Becky by raising her hand. And like I said, I can also see her retaining because Bayley interfered in the match. I'm gonna get ballsy here and say Becky Lynch. That's a big kahunas prediction, but I might go Becky here, bro. Just because I feel like if the goal is to do Bayley versus Becky, why would they have Becky go for that championship if the goal isn't for it to be, Becky versus Bayley? But then one could also say, well, what if Bayley... Nah, because that might be too much to try to get the championship, though. Because, right, they have to have a couple of matches, and then Bayley would have to, get the championship at some point, right? So, I don't know the plan. I'll still make a ballsy decision. It might not make no sense, and I bet you I'm going to be wrong. But I'm going to be the one to take the leap here. I'll take the L for the team, just in case this isn't wrong. And I'm going to go Becky Lynch to win it. Just because I think the goal is for them. I'm theorizing that the goal is for them to... I know it's not what I'm... Well, I'm thinking the WWE, based off how they're booking it, they're trying to get a Becky-Bayley feud going for that. And I don't think they have Becky go after this championship if the goal isn't to get to those two feuding over the title to give it more attention and stuff like that. So I feel like there's no point in doing a rematch just for her to lose twice. I just personally may or may not see that happening. Anyway, like I said, I'll make the balls a decision. I'll take the potential of being wrong here. Anyway, there's really potential to be wrong on a lot of this, though, because now I'm looking and I'm going, the next match, could be wrong on it too. Solo Sikoa, men's 2025 Money in the Bank ladder match. Solo Sikoa, Mr. Gets love from Jacob Fatu from time to time. Pause. What? I love you, Solo. Versus LA Knight. Yeah. Versus Seth Rollins, Visionary. Versus Penta, Cero Miedo. Versus Andrade. He don't really say nothing. Versus El Grande Americano. Gracias. So look, it is kind of wild that El Grande Americano's best friend, Chad Gable, they're both just as talented, but yet El Grande is the one who just racks up all these wins. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. His best friend gets more wins than he does. But anyway, let's do this, bruv. I'm thinking really. All right, let me start with like most likely, least likely to. That's what I do in these multi-man matches. I always do like least likely to most likely to win. First off, I'm gonna start with Andrade. He's not winning this, y'all. He really just in this match so they could do a lot of cool spots, which is why they had him and Carmelo Hayes in it last year. It's because they know they can do some fun athletic spots. Because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. They know they have to entertain. They know they have to have some athletic guys in this match that are going to be just that, athletic guys that are mainly going to be bodies in this match. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Andrade, I do see least likely winning this. He just doesn't have that personality that he had when he had a manager in NXT. You know, it gave him personality, you know. But since he doesn't have that, Zelina as the manager, it really lacks in the personality department. He's a good wrestler, though, but lacks in that personality department to really make anybody truly interested in him, even though he's a phenomenal talent in the ring, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think he is the least likely to win this match, man, if you ask me. Then I'm going to go to Grande Americano. That was a terrible rolling of ours. Only reason why I think he's least likely to win this is because that would be just a random thing ever to put the briefcase on El Grande. Like, that is just like, yo, you ain't putting ain't nobody talking about no El Grande winning no world championship, man. But I still think he's more likely to win than Andrade, considering El Grande Americano, good old Americano Espresso here, has some momentum. So that's why I would put him a further up than Andrade. But yeah, we moving on. I don't think he's gonna win it. Penta, Cero Miedo. Look, again, another body in this. Just literally those three: Andrade, El Grande, and Penta. Funny enough, all of the Hispanic descent. Although El Grande, you know, we know. It's more of a joke. But anyway, they're all in there to do the athletic spots. I truly think that's what they're in there for, is to do the athletic spots. That's really all they in there for. Oh, excuse me. If we're being 100% honest, that's what Penta, Andrade, and El Grande are all in this for, is to do the athletic, cool spots in the match involving ladders. Like, that's really all they're in there for. So, sorry, Penta, but I think you would be right in that middle there. Or not even middle, but on that least likely side to win. Now, next I'm going to say Solo Sikoa, for obvious reasons, because he's got the bloodline behind him that can not only help him in the match, but as a shoot, because he got that bloodline lineage that gives him an advantage to win this match, because he has the Romans and the others he's related to that could give him a little bit of favoritism. So that being said, Solo would be a likely candidate here. But I just don't think, even though Solo's been pretty funny and really kind of, coming into his own type shit as his own character and whatnot, even though he's kind of coming out in his own type shit and it's been kind of entertaining, I I just don't think he's gonna win this because I just don't think. I mean, we seen him in the Cody Rhodes feud when they were feuding the WWE Championship, and even though both of the matches were good, the SummerSlam match and the Steel Cage match, it's just nobody's really interested in seeing Solo Sikoa as a world champion, and I think that mainly stems from the fact that he just doesn't have as much of a main event feel to him. That's like even a Jacob Fatu just got there, and he has more main event potential right now. And really shows that personality that really it takes that you would like really want to believe in to be in a main event spot. Jacob and in the ring, Jacob in the ring and as a personality has just more of that presence that is needed to provide a different feel in that main event picture down the line than Solo does. So it's kind of crazy that he's kind of surpassed Solo like that. But, you know, he just really stands out in the way that like a superstar needs to stand out, you know? So, but anyway, Solo's been doing nice work as far as just his character, but just does not right now feel like he's in that main event mode to be taking the briefcase, if you ask me. And like I said, after that feud with Cody, I don't think a lot of people are interested, nor are buying into Solo right now as like a world champion. Anyway, the guy I think is going to win, I don't even think is the most likely to win. So I'm going to just keep going down the line, but LA Knight, yeah, second most likely to win in this match because it is his third time being in Money in the Bank back-to-back years. Well, back-to-back. Third time in a row being in the Money in the Bank match. First time he was in it in 2023. He was the hottest he had ever been. Well, he had just gotten over, and the crowd really was rooting for him in that match. I mean, you go see the atmosphere. I think they were in London. Yeah, that atmosphere was ready for a LA Knight briefcase win, but, you know, they decided to do what they did. And then the last year, I thought he still had the momentum last year, but Jey Uso, his one-word catchphrase, the yeet, got more over than the yeah, or it was newer than the yeah. So I thought that Jey would win it last year, but it ended up giving it to Drew, and, you know, he had his storyline play out. But I was fine with him not winning it last year because, like I said, Jey had gotten over him a little more recently there. But LA Knight, man, I think he's this year now. He's in it once again this year, 2025. So I think that him winning it here is hold on. Sorry. Disgusting, I know. But anyway, sorry, I told you I was still sick. Anyway, Solo. LA Knight, it's really perfect though. Third time in a row qualifying for the actual match, or being in this type of match. He's remained over with the fans. I've always been a big supporter of him ever since he got over. I think it was like his final days in NXT when he was like a babyface. That's when I started becoming a fan of him. Yeah, man, he definitely should be in the main event scene. I know some people maybe think that he maybe doesn't have what it takes, but I disagree. I think he does have what it takes, and I think he has more than enough experience to back that up. I mean, the guy's been in the business for like 20 years, so you try to tell me a guy who's gotten over as fast as LA Knight, who's been in the business as long as LA Knight, and has stayed over despite them, you know, not giving him much more than a U.S. championship and still, you know, staying over with the fans, I think that warrants a briefcase, man. I think he's more than earned it, so LA Knight would be the second most likely win because it's not only his third time in a row qualifying, and he's mentioned that on television to really make that important point. But yeah, LA Knight has qualified for this and for the third time in a row, and it's in Los Angeles, which is character, you know, LA Knight, right? LA, Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? It just fits too perfectly in the hometown for him to not win. But that brings me to the person who is most likely to win this match, despite all of those things, and that's Seth Rollins. Obviously, he's had a new resurgence, I guess you could say, of his character of some sort with the faction he's building, as I'm calling it, The Vision. That's not what they called it, but I've actually thought like that should be the name. But you never know what they're gonna end up naming it. But that's what I think the name should be. But Seth Rollins, top guy, only guy actually in this match that's a former world champion. Funny enough, is the most likely to win this, like I said, because of the momentum that he's been able to find with his new group. Like I said, that I'm calling The Vision. You know what I'm saying? Because visionary and all that. But yeah, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. You know, elevating those two younger and up and coming guys. And because of that momentum in the feud with CM Punk, that's probably the top storyline. Well, that's probably the top storyline in the company, you probably could say. But obviously, the top story in the company is, Seth dominating with his newfound group and taking out people like Sammy and Punk and Jay and all of them and Roman. And, only way I could see Seth losing this is if like a Roman Reigns, because they did say Roman reportedly was coming back around like Money in the Bank or just the summertime, June, I think. So that I can very much see Roman Reigns costing him this match. And Seth doesn't need it. He's a former world champion. I mean, he was world champion last year at WrestleMania 40. The last time we saw him as world champ. So it's not like he is just desperately needing a world title back right now, And I get he has to kind of do that to, I guess you could say, make the group he's in a little more legitimate. But at the same time, knowing he has Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, two heavy hitters, he has more than enough heavy artillery there to back him up to win the world title down the line. Who's to say that if a LA Knight were to win it, he could end up beating LA Knight down the line for the championship? So, especially like I said, with the backup that he has. So, if anything, Seth could get it at any point in time. But anyway, leading me to my prediction, I predict LA Knight is going to get the job done. Just because to me it's too perfectly. Like he's remained over, he's earned it. He's proven himself, remained over with the fans. They passed the boat on him in 2023 when it would have made the most sense to do it. It's in his hometown, character-wise, of Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? So that being the case, and it just lining up too perfectly to me, I don't see why LA Knight, and they've had him been a U.S. champ, so there's clearly there's nothing left for him to do on SmackDown. I feel like if they keep him as a mid-carder and don't use this briefcase win to elevate him up to the main event scene, it's like LA Knight's character is just going to start getting boring because, like, it's not, if you don't do something new with somebody, they start getting boring. Like, you'll remember how people like Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder and Rusev and others had gotten over, but once they got bad creative or like just kept losing way too much, despite how much you liked them, it kind of got boring because it's hard to put stock in a guy. It's one of those hard to put stock in a guy that the company's not gonna elevate, despite how much the fans have rooted for the guy. So I think to stop LA Knight's character from just getting redundant and because what stops a character from getting stale and whatnot is when you give them different opponents and different environments. And so LA Knight hasn't been in the main event scene often. So that being said, yeah, he needs to win this, bro, because he has the momentum for it. He's the only person in this match that actually makes sense to even get it, because Seth doesn't need it. Nobody wants to see it on Solo. Penta, Andrade, and El Grande, nobody wants to see them as world champ, let's be honest. Like, nobody really wants, even if they like them, they don't want to see them in that light right now. So yeah, LA Knight's the only person that makes sense to me to win this match. And if the whole purpose of Money in the Bank is usually supposed to be to elevate somebody, like how it did Seth, and when he won I think it was the 2014 Money in the Bank, and it was a great cash in, why don't we do the same for LA Knight? You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why we can't do it. But now that I've talked you guys' head off, probably should have done this as a live stream, but we'll do it next time. Y'all let me know actually if y'all want this to be done as live streams or not. Comment down below your predictions as I do this last one here, and we in the home stretch, babes. That is Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, Yeet Master, versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Humble, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about this a little earlier before I started recording that video right here, man. And I was thinking to myself, I could see Cody Rhodes pinning John Cena, because not only has Cody just come back, but I could see them doing that as a way to set up another match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. That's why I think that Cody and Jay could win this by way of Cody pinning John, only because that could set up them doing which we all kind of see here, is an inevitable rematch with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. So that's what I was thinking, but then I could also see Logan maybe pinning Jay. I feel like someone's going to end up pinning a champion, because it doesn't really do anything for John Cena to pin Cody. Like, that doesn't really do anything, especially after he beat him at WrestleMania. And Jay pinning Logan, I mean, sure, the crowd might be just excited of the faces winning, but Jay already beat Cody at, or Jay already beat Logan at Saturday night's main event. So that's why I feel like a champion is going to have to get pinned here so that it makes some type of reasoning as to what can come out of this tag match. So if you ask me, I think I might go, and they could go the other way with this, man. The further Cena's agenda of ruining wrestling, I could see him winning this match, but I just don't see what it does for them to have like John pin Cody again after he beat him at WrestleMania. Like, that's why I'm thinking maybe they do like Logan, but considering John Cena's the whole main thing of the last time is now, right? As you can see, they're gonna probably make this more about John Cena, so that's why I'm like not thinking that Logan's gonna really pin Jay, because I could see them making this more about Cena though. So I think maybe we could see Cody pin John and that gets us to another match between them, so that he has some way to be like, yo, I technically like beat you and stuff like that. So that should warrant a title shot. So I feel like whoever wins, like whether Logan beats Jay or whether Cody beats John, I feel like it's got to be somebody beating a world champion to set up for another match, because that's the only reason why there would be both world. I feel like that would be the only reason why you would have both world champions in this match. But so I might have to probably go Cody and Jay, just because I can see that setting up another Cody pinning John, setting up another match between them, which we know is inevitable considering Cody has gone back to this as his program that he's currently involved in. So that's what I'm going to go with, man. I think those are all of my predictions that I'm going to go with. Only 4 matches, not even 5. You would have thought 5, but 4 matches for Money in the Bank. I know some people were like, not really looking forward to tag match. A lot of people thought this was going to be John Cena and CM Punk. I did too. Just easy nostalgic booking there. To do John and Punk as a nostalgic kind of moment there with the history they have at Money in the Bank with that 2011 great match and hostile crowd for CM Punk. But anyway, now rude, I should say, for CM Punk. But anyway, like I said, I feel like they're gonna have Cody pin John just to set up another, so that they can set up another match between them. I just seriously think that's the only reason. That's the only benefit that will come out of this tag match, to me. So, and I forgot also, Cody has to, Jay has to defend the championship the Monday after this. So, like, I don't know if they have Logan pin him, because then he's gonna have to go against Gunther like next, right? At the Monday Night Raw after this. So yeah, it's not gonna happen. Oh yeah, so I think I'm mistake on my prediction there. Cody pinning John to lead to another inevitable rematch between them two. But anyway, that is it for Money in the Bank, man. I think that's all I got to say on it. I know the tag match could have been built up better. The segment we saw last week, Logan didn't do bad on the mic, but it was just really trying to sell this match here, and I don't know if putting the Logan Paul on the microphone the longest was the best thing to do. I mean, the only good thing to me, memorable wise, that came from that segment was Cody, when Logan and Cena were having disagreements on whether or not they were going to attack them in the ring, and Cody was like, "What's wrong? You back there to go polish his Peacemaker?" That was hilarious because Peacemaker, he could reference Peacemaker to his but Peacemaker's also, a character that John plays in the DC Comics super villain type shit. But anyway, if you didn't get the reference, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, could have done better building up the tag match. Not a bad looking card, especially in the Money in the Bank ladder matches. I think they actually should be pretty good just from a wrestling standpoint. And Lyra, Becky have had good matches, and the tag match can be pretty fun. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully this is enjoyable, and y'all let me know down below when this got done. Sick video I'm doing. Y'all let me know in the comments down below who do y'all think is gonna win and why. And yeah, we just gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll stream it. I could potentially stream it. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to stream it in the comments down below. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it or not. That'll be kind of a decision I make on the day. But anyway, love and appreciate you guys. And at the end of the day, what can I say? It is what it's gonna be. Is Prodigy continue to come out with the content videos, the bangers over and over again for you guys. And I shall see y'all good as well in the next video, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want the main screen without the green screen, there's all my socials down below. It's literally the same pretty much everywhere you go. But anyway, love and appreciate you guys, and I shall see y'all in the next video. We're going to keep doing our thing and doing what we need to do to get to where we need to be. That is the vibe that DJ's on.